Today I fucked up by getting shot by my date confused face. Okay, let me preface this by saying, UK. It was an air rifle within legal limits, 12 feet per pound. So this was bad, but not as bad as it could have been across the pond. I am 22. Like to consider myself an experienced outdoorsman. I spent most of my childhood camping and I still always try to go once a month minimum. 3 years ago I bought myself an air rifle for target shooting. No animals have ever been harmed in my trips. Recently I started talking with Ellie, 19F. We really hit it off thanks to a shared love of nature, animals, and scary stories. We had planned to go on a hike for our first date. Then she found out I have a rifle, and instead she wanted to go shooting. Okay, fair enough. Fast forward to day of, I picked her up, we drove out to my usual spot, and got set up. I showed her the basics of firearm safety, then we got shooting. Important detail, Ellie is an awful shot. About 90 minutes in I've got my camping stove set up, and I'm making a brew. I suddenly need to answer the call of nature and ask Ellie to finish brewing up. On my way back I don't hear any shots, and assume Ellie is making a brew, so obviously she won't have the rifle aimed downrange. So I cut across the range to get back quicker. Didn't occur to me that she was reloading. I make it up over the ridge onto the range just in time to hear a crack and a searing pain in my left shoulder. I drop to the ground behind the ridge, half expecting another shot, before I hear Ellie scream out and I get back up. Making my way back to our spot, trying my damnedest to do my best nonchalant, "'Tis but a flesh wound," face despite how I'm bleeding badly with a .22 lead pellet in my shoulder. Ellie can't stop apologizing. I'm trying to calm her down but she's crying and convinced she's going to prison. We pack up the equipment, rifle, mats, a tarp we were using as a cover, stove, and I pack the wound with some cotton wool pads from her bag and hold in place with duct tape I had in the glove box. After a long, very awkward drive we make it to the hospital, and we head into the emergency room. We waited for about 20 minutes before I was seen to buy a drive, and got the pellet hole properly cleaned and the pellet removed. All the while Ellie is being grilled by a nurse about just how the young man got shot, and I have to intervene when she talks about reporting this to the police, assuring her the accident was my fault. Me and Ellie stay in the hospital for about an hour, eating shit from the vending machine and drinking god-awful coffee, before deciding that things didn't actually go that bad, and setting up another date. No weapons involved this time. This morning, I wake up to a 3,000-word essay from her, about how sorry she is, how much she enjoyed our time out and how she's terrified she ruined any chance of us working out. Cold sweat smile. Too long did not read. Girl shot me on the first date, and then panicked she'd scared me off. Honestly, if things go well, this will be a hell of a story to tell the kids about just how me and their mum met. Edit. A lot of people talking about the second date. As I edit this it's about 2.5 hours away. Upside down face. Edit 2. Getting a lot of people asking for updates on how date 2 goes. Will post it on my profile later on if anybody that interested. Edit 4. Link to the above update. Here. Apparently necessary. Third edit. Guys, the name of the sub is, Today I Fucked Up. I posted this here for a reason. In no way shape or form was any of this on Ellie. I am 100% at fault for walking on the range, hence the I in TIFU. I'm struggling to get texts back and my guy here gets woman shooting their shot. Literally. Bring a Nerf gun for next trip and have your revenge. Teach her how to use a knife on your second date. If this works out you will permanently have the upper hand in any situation. I am sorry. I can't take the trash out. My shoulder's acting up from that time you shot me. I am not spending another holiday with your parents. What are you gonna do? Shoot me again? I am sorry I forgot your birthday. But at least I didn't shoot you. Here is the gamer move. I hope you saved that pellet. When you inevitably propose to this chick, get the pellet set into the engagement ring. Bam, you're a legend. Then also after she accepts, offer to get a real gem set if she wants it. That's kinda cute? So you teach her firearm safety and yet your dumbass walks through an active range? At least you paid the stupid tax for it. I love how the first thing said here is, okay, I got shot but not like, America shot. Today I fucked up by sending my husband a nude. I, 23F, took a nice shower and was sitting on my bed not that dressed, talking with my husband, 23M, after that. He is currently staying at his parents'. We chatted a bit and I decided to send him a pic of me topless because why not? He just responded me with, oh no. I was like, what's wrong, was the pic bad? He was sitting on a sofa next to his mom, laptop on his lap, gaming and also WhatsApp open on the screen. There is a way too high chance his mom saw the pic and I am never showing my face there again. His mom did not say anything, but I am beyond mortified by the chance that she did but just did not want to mention it. His parents are really conservative and I am so uncomfortable going there again. Also, the pic isn't even good. Out of all my nudes I have sent him, that is definitely a one I would never wish anyone to see other than my husband, if I had to pick. Too long did not read. My mother-in-law probably saw me half naked in a pic. Edit man, I had no idea this would blow up. I posted it because my friend told me it could be very good. Today I fucked up material. Tears of joy. Thanks kind strangers for the awards. Y'all are married. Like most married couples, y'all fuck. You sent something that was meant for him. If she sees it, tough shit. In-laws shouldn't trip anyway if they're conservative. Y'all are doing what married folk do. Had the same thing happen to me. Wife sent a sexy pic and my mama was looking over my shoulder while I'm sitting. She saw something she ain't wanna see, and never looked at my phone again. Lol. She's got those nice kazongas, honey. Good for you. OP's mill. If she wants grandkids at some point, she's gotta know how the job gets done, including a little advertising to spark the mood. It's just tits. Calm your tits. Lol. I'm sure your mill sent her share of nudes to her husband, partner. Send me it. I'm pretty conservative too, so I can verify if it's something for you to worry about or not. You two are a married couple and it was meant as a private message to your husband. You don't have to explain a thing, and your mother-in-law has probably done something similar in her life. I swear to God I've seen this post a week ago. Today I fucked up by texting the wrong number and getting a call from the police. This actually happened last year, but I thought I'd share anyhow. Slightly smiling face. What happened is that in July of last year I, 26F, began to foster cats under a rescue group, and as part of that process you contact people who inquire on the cats to arrange playdates. Well, normally I'll call the person first and then if they don't answer I'll send them a text message. One of my kittens, Bella, had gotten an inquiry and the rescue group passed it on and asked me to contact them. I gave the couple inquiring on Bella a call and got no response, and there was no voice recording for the voicemail, so I shot them a text message saying, "Hi, my name is Op and I'm Bella's foster carer. Rescuer organizer's name. Let me know you were interested in the little one and I was wondering if you'd like to do a video chat sometime to meet her?" Note: we were doing video chats at the time as we were in lockdown. Then 2 days later I got a message from the rescue group organizer telling me that the couple who had inquired hadn't heard from me but were very keen. So I checked the number I had sent the message to and it was off by 1 digit. I contacted the right number and the couple were lovely and adopted the cat very promptly. They were extremely delightful and it was the perfect home for Bella. However, 2 more days later I got a call from an odd-looking number, and when I answered it I found out it was the Tasmanian police. The person I had sent the first message to saw my message and got concerned that I was fostering children and trafficking them. 'Cause nowhere in my message did I mention that Bella was a catwoman facepalming medium light skin tone. Thankfully it got sorted out very quickly as I had plenty of evidence showing that Bella was, indeed, a cat that I was fostering through a cat rescue group. But I can honestly say that was never a call I thought I would get tears of joy. I'm glad the first person contacted the police though, as they could sort it out in the case it was someone nefarious. Better to check innocent things than to dismiss evil things. I hope you are all doing well. Too long did not read. I texted the wrong number about a rescue cat but didn't mention the cat bit. So the Tasmanian Police Department called me thinking I was trafficking foster children instead of arranging cat adoption playdates. See no evil. Times like this you wish the cat had been called Mrs. Flufflekins, huh? GIF. Emote, free _emotes _pack, joy. So it was 4 days between the time you sent the text and were contacted by the police? It's a good thing it was a cat and not a kid. 4 days would be a long time for it to be addressed. That's actually really funny. Cat got a home. You didn't get in trouble. All around good story. I mean, kind of happy someone gave enough of a shit to flag it and the police bothered to follow up? Hello from Queensland. ETA. Someone mentioned the time frame. It's relatively innocuous. I misread and thought the rescue org was mentioned, but nope. Computer eyes. I would expect if it were a little more nefarious they would hustle faster. It's nice to know someone cared enough to flag it. Don't stop caring even if you might be wrong. This is completely unrelated, but hello, fellow Aussie. Guess the cat's out of the bag, huh? It's so pleasant to read a "Today I fucked up about something" as wholesome and pleasant as Cats instead of one of those horror stories about deviant sex acts gone wrong. We see way too many of those here. I end this sub. Wouldn't they have just been able to Google the rescue place you mentioned in your text? Would be even better with a picture of Bella. Don't forget the cat tax. Today I fucked up by finding my mom's profile in a kink group. Backstory. I have been in the kink, BDSM community for about 6 years. Last year I moved back to my hometown and joined an online, location-specific kink group with my partner to try and get involved in the local community. My proclivities were outed to my family by an ex-dom a few years ago, so they all know, but we never really talked about anything past the "are you safe at home" level conversation. I, stupidly, got a tattoo for him, Daddy, on my ribs. Detail is important. It's also helpful to note my mom is more of the "I'm a cool mom" variety than a traditional parent. Lots of oversharing and loose boundaries for what is appropriate. This past summer, I helped set my mom up with a Tinder account for the lols. She had recently gone through a breakup and was looking for some fast attention to help waste time during recovery from surgery. A few days later, while she was swiping through, she mentioned she noticed a lot of men in the area looking for a no-strings, ethical non-monogamous, dom, sub situation, and she, disgusted, said, "Why is everyone only looking for hookups? It's so gross. Why are all of these guys into kinky shit and nothing normal and vanilla?" She furiously added to her bio, "Every delicious dessert begins with a vanilla base." In an effort to educate, I mentioned the possibility that there's a lot more people involved in alternative relationships and lifestyles than she might be aware of, and maybe to consider having an open mind rather than immediately shit-talking. This was my first mistake. Fast forward a few months, she starts seeing this guy. He recently moved here to be closer to family, seems interesting and attentive to her, the siblings, and I meet him and everything seems great. Super happy for her. Today my mom needed a ride home, which took about 40 million because the roads are bad, snowstorms and such. I am an anxious driver, so in an effort to keep the conversation lighthearted, I asked how things were going with the new guy. She stream of consciousness gave me the rundown, ending in that she had recently done some research and realized that kinky and dom, sub relationships really aren't that different than normal relationships, just with a lot more conversation around consent, boundaries, limits, some additional props, and a negotiated power exchange. I was skeptical, but I took the bait, validating her thoughts with, "Yeah, it's part of the reason I like that aspect in my relationships, nothing left to chance." We went inside her house and she mentioned she had joined an online group to try to learn more and explore that realm, and told me more about some of the virtual classes she had joined in on. This was the point where I should have changed the subject and chosen to go on in blissful ignorance. The things she was describing sounded too familiar to the group I was in, and I couldn't just let it be. When I arrived home, I remembered a handful of new members had recently been invited into the closed group, and scanned the new member list. And then I saw it. The name she uses for everything, her memoji as her profile picture, and an introduction to the group, describing herself as a lady in the streets, self-identifying as a redacted, not safe for work photo included. And the next thing I saw was her boyfriend describing his interests, including Daddy Dom, with his accompanying pictures. I was on the phone with my partner when I discovered all of these things. Misery loves company, I guess. He, too, was mortified to learn we shared that internet safe space with my mom and her partner. I immediately texted my siblings and friends to say goodbye and that I would be walking into the nearest lake, no further explanation, and that I loved them all. I'm not exactly sure how to move forward in my life, now tarnished with this information, but I am certainly considering a large rib tattoo cover-up and plucking my eyes out of my head and washing them in ice water. Too long did not read. I found out my mom and her boyfriend joined the online kink group I am in, and I am now in the witness protection program from my family. ETA. Clarity, and I'm happy my mom has found her internet safe space. Not at all shaming her, just wish I had minded my own business. Smiling face. The ball gag doesn't fall far from the tree. On the plus side, the word daddy will be an easy cover-up. Well-written open-mouth smile. If you hadn't happened upon this, was there any chance of an even more mortifying story where you had a rendezvous that needed a last-minute escape? Or is that community not about meeting up as much of just discussing experiences etc.? Like mom like daughter lol. Looking at your post history, you mom is very attractive. Like, I was not ready for that. Actually, your whole family is. Y'all got some good genes. Plucking your eyes out won't help. It's already burned in your brain. If you go blind then you have no visible replacement and this will be one of the last things you ever saw." Got a link to her profile. So BDSM is genetic. Got it. Thumbs up.